Alright, guys, it's that time of the year, the Ballon d'Or. 28 days from now, from this point of recording, I want to know who you think is going to win it. Because me, it's not Messi, it's not Haaland, it's not Mbappe. But let me know what you feel down in the comments below. And you got to know it's going to be the 30-man shortlist. That Ballon d'Or release. But let's get straight into it. I think strikers have been the most prioritized when it comes to awards, Ballon d'Ors, and all of that. Defenders, midfielders, defensive midfielders, goalkeepers have majorly been generally stigmatized. And I want to change that narrative in football by you liking this video. Yes, like this video. And if you're new here, please kindly subscribe. Why is the breeze disturbing me at this detriment of this video? Now let's move into it. I've got a new candidate in mind. His name is Yassine Boni. Yes, you might remember him from the World Cup and more so in the Europa League final last season where they won on penalties, which is barely falls down to goalkeepers. Yes, strikers do not mean anything when it comes to penalties. But let's talk about his achievement. You remember Yassine Boni from the World Cup, some outstanding saves, even penalties against Spain. He kept one, I think. I don't really remember. Spain missed two. They missed three, but he kept at least one of that. And you can see, I want to change the narrative because goalkeepers should be recognized in football. I'm going to pop up his stats on the screen so you can see why I think this guy should be awarded. Because if the Ballon d'Or wasn't going to go to a keeper, I don't know what is. And despite he now plays at Al Hilal, I think the Ballon d'Or is recognition for what happened last year and also leading to the year before the Ballon d'Or. So this definitely cuts out for me. Now, personally, he had 7 games at the World Cup, which is actually more than what Spain and Germany played as a combined. They played 6 games. He played 7 games. Well, they considered 7 shots. He considered 7 shots. Out of 71 shots, he considered 5 goals. Pardon me. Shots on goal was 17, and he had 14 saves out of that tournament. 14 saves, 17 shots on goal, 14 saves, just 5 goals conceded. I think that's some brilliant statistics there. In striker teams, that's like having 21 shots on target and at least converting 8. That's how good it is. But yet, when a striker pops that up, we're gonna lose our mind because he's a striker. He's scoring goals. But I think we need to give Yassine Boni his onions and his flowers altogether. If you look at the Europa League stats, well, Sevilla started from the Champions League actually, and they were really poor. And eventually, manager got sacked. Lopetegui got sacked, and they dropped into a competition which they fancy. And then we saw Yassine Boni click into the gear he's known him for. Once again, I'm gonna pop up the stats for the Europa League on the screen again. Well, if you look at it, Sevilla had 29 saves in total, but let's boil it down to Yassine Boni's stats. He had 3 clean sheets. 3 clean sheets. And the games he didn't concede clean sheet, didn't keep a clean sheet, they weren't considering 2, they weren't considering 3. They were getting 1, some unlucky goals, pardon me. Some just very unlucky goals. All throughout the campaign, they had some unlucky goals. And if you look at it, he considered only 5 goals. And he did miss out 2 games nonetheless, but he considered only 5 goals in between the times he played. And that's just it. He played 6 games and considered 5 goals. That's a stat. If a striker scores 5 goals in 5 games, makes at least 3 assists in between that period, everyone's going to be saying his name on social media. So why not just give this guy a little bit of flowers and maybe the Ballon d'Or? I know it's a big risk for European football to accept, but they're gonna do it one of this time because the last time a player other than a striker won the Ballon d'Or was back in 2018. That was Modric's year. Back in 2018, Modric's year, and that's not a thing to reckon with. And if you look at it, Modric is an attacking player. I want to see players in defensive midfield winning because that memory is really foggy in my mind. Because after Kaká won in 2007, ever since then it's just been strikers galore. And what better time to change that narrative rather than now? Because if someone is conceding just 5 goals in 6 teams, I know there are keepers with better record, but this actually led to a trophy, and whereby winning that trophy all boiled down to him at the last minute. That's just it. Because Alisson pulls up the same thing. He's getting that kind of glory. And if you look at it, Sevilla mostly play a defensive style of system, except they face clear positions which they can clearly beat. Maybe teams like Eibar, teams like maybe Celta de Vigo, and maybe some other teams in the Europa League. And if you look at it, Atletico Madrid play the exact similar style. And some polls will say Jan Oblak is the best goalkeeper in the world. And they play a defensive system, which means they have the ability to sit back, test the keeper a lot more, and then he's getting those balls and he's claiming to be his saves. And Morocco plays such a similar type of football in the World Cup. And also, if you look at it, Sevilla also do go into some games looking like an underdog. And then you have a Yassine Boni who actually makes those saves. And you don't want to give him his recognition. I mean, guys, come on, it's about time. But I want to know what you feel down in the comments below, please, because it will mean a lot to me. Who I want to know who you guys is gonna win. Phil is gonna win the Ballon d'Or come October 31st. Because hey, there's no better time than you telling me right now. I'll see you all next time. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me. Bye bye for now.